Gentlemen, let's stop tracking. Bitcoin, STX, meme coin, Bitcoin trapper, Bitcoin rapper. Catch me mad clues. I am a stacker, building on the STX. I am an MVP. I am an OG man.
Hey, Cross, how are you doing today?
Good, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm at a hotel and the reception in my room is like so bad that I'm not sure. So I'm outside in a street cafe. I'm not sure if the street's going to be too noisy.
So far you're sounding okay, but
Yeah, cool.
we'll play by ear, of course.
Yeah, sure. It's really only going to be cars, that'll be driving past. So. Oh, good. So I've been having a check out on the applications that have been coming in. You had a chance to have a look over there yet?
Yeah, I haven't really dug in too deep. So, have you seen anything interesting?
Yeah, certainly. There's I was having a look in the submit your own. I saw that the Bifrost Bridge, someone doing a bridge between Solana and
Oh, wow.
ex Coinbase worker, like someone that's worked for Coinbase. Sounds like they're pretty technical. Already built out some frameworks. Yet to see. I have reached out to the guys from Stacks Open Gov. Yeah, it's sort of been interesting. I'd followed through, after the last DeGrants, they said they're going to put together some documentation, but I haven't seen anything at all. So it's probably whereas something like, say, Bifrost, they've got a template on a web page. I haven't tried to connect in or anything. I don't know much about it, but they've got documentation. It's actually a project that's in the works. So yeah, it's good to see projects that are actually, already building something, got frameworks set out. So pretty impressed by that.
Yeah, I would assume like that means they've gotten most of what they need for the implementation. It's just kind of this is the last push to get it over the edge. Because I mean, I know a cross-chain bridge like that could be a pretty big endeavor, especially if they have liquidity requirements and whatnot. So, I wonder, if they're able to fit that kind of within the the budget constraints of what we're able to provide.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of these projects, like they had asked for 5,000 on that one. I was sort of like, it sounds like they wanted to work on it for a month, like to be able to support their family and the likes, which is totally reasonable. Going, hey, I want to work full time on this thing. So that was pretty interesting. I know Tony, one of the guys that created the Stablecoin, one of the CTO for Stables in Australia. He's put together an application. I haven't seen which one it's in yet, but they're serious devs. So he's got a team of 3. I'd be keen to have a look at that one. About building some tooling. I'll just bring Good Kitty up and good morning, Good
very
Kitty.
cool. I talked to a guy named Sobs on Discord. He's been one of the testers in like the Nakamoto testnet. Anyways, he had mentioned that like there used to be a pretty active community in Pakistan for Stacks, but that just, I don't know. I guess the momentum kind of fell off at some point, and he was hoping to hopefully try to get it started again. So I told him, hey, you should try to join this call and talk through like a potential application if you do have an idea of like meetups and hackathons that you would like to have started there in that region. So he said he would plan to join today and kind of talk through what he's thinking. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's submitted anything yet, but he was kind of thinking through what his application would look like.
Yeah, nice. I think that's probably looking through the applications here on Good Kitty's show the other day. There was So just one of the young ladies' names who's got a proposal for, yeah, basically a community content creation. I've seen another proposal there by Akasha for like bringing over forecaster users. We've got different people that are looking at things for, you know, for community. Like I guess, you know, like groups of people, like type, you know, I guess types of people that hang together, as well as, you know, countries. You know, and I'm sort of just like, yeah, interested to see, you know, how that plays out as to who should be funding that foundation, DeGrants, or yeah, I'd be interested to see what the community thinks of that.
Yeah, you know,
I don't know if that made sense.
No, I think it does, right? And like that's kind of the expectation I tried to set with them as well. You know, like, try to keep it focused, targeted, and kind of be specific as to what you want to accomplish. You know, whether it's going to be like a single event that you're looking to get funding for, or if it's like a ongoing set of meetups or hackathons that you're planning to run, and then, you know, if so, what's the milestones going to look like? But, you know, if we do, get something that's good and effective and we think would be great for the community that's put together, it could be great. But, there's only so many fundings that can go around. So it also has to just be impactful enough based on what everybody decides.
Yeah, excellent. Welcome, good kitty, Hero Gamer.
What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing? Good.
Excellent, good kitty. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Good to see.
Yeah,
I had a bit of a re-listen on most of your space from the other day. Some pretty interesting. Yeah, it's good to see. What I found is noticed that we're getting a group of people that have been around Stacks for the last couple of years that are actually now coming back up to, I guess in this ecosystem, to make a living throughout Web3. People do move around, but interesting to see people coming back around, to Stacks at the moment.
yeah. Oh shit, sorry. Just open my laptop and Netflix is on.
Yeah, you got a pretty bad connection there, good kitty.
Yeah, it's these Apple pods. They're really horrible. I'm actually going to try and let me just do this.
Yeah, sure. I'll just go over to Stuart. Welcome. So you're right. How you going there now?
Hey, how are you, man? How's things? Hi, Gordon.
Hey, Stu, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, really good, man. Really good. Busy. really busy. Crossfire, how are you? Good, kitty? How's things? And Hero and everybody else in the audience. Listen, how's everyone doing? Crazy weeks ahead.
Great.
Yeah, good. So yeah, just listening in to see how we can help, and yeah.
Excellent. Good to see you're one of our stewards on the community and governance track, yeah?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, exactly.
So good to see you come up and share the load. You gonna help us out today up the front, or are you gonna duck off to another event?
No, I'm here. No, ouch.
No, I was like, that was positive, man. That was positive. I think it's awesome.
No, I'm with you here for the long run here today, man. I'm with you for the long run. So yeah,
that's awesome. So yeah, welcome to the stage. But we're here for community and governance today. This is DeGrants support. Hamish, you've dropped some things in the chat. I hope some people have had come back to you with some replies. You asked for some people to drop some critique on your application. Not sure if anyone else, Virtual Jadis, we spoke to you last week there. We've seen you've been putting some things through. Xenotron, welcome. But yeah, anyone here that is looking for support for their DeGrants, put your hand up, come up on stage. We're here to help you today.
I guess to kick the conversation off, with what we were just kind of talking about, were there anybody else throwing out applications that you've seen that are more like meetup / hackathon / local community groups. Are any of them related to that so far, or have those not necessarily been thrown in as much? I know we had a bunch of those last round, but I don't know if it's been as many folks focused on that this time around.
Yeah, so far I've only seen Crypto Beijing. I had tried to find his application, but I can't seem to see it there anymore. But I did see, Crypto Beijing I think has put in one, but I think that's the only one. So from what I can see, I guess there's a number across community content creation or different activities that people are doing, but yeah, only one meetup actually. I guess Cosbar actually talked in her application about meetups as well as video content and a few other things.
Gotcha. Yeah, if we had like a critical mass, I mean, I know last time there was like a bunch of different Latin America meetup or hackathon related type of ones, and we were able to kind of pool them together. We may not necessarily have enough this time to kind of pool resources towards, a big group of those that are trying to do these kinds of efforts if we only have one or two of them. So we'll just kind of see how it goes once the deadline actually closes.
Yeah, excellent. Did any of the other stewards here have any questions in regards? I guess, Stu, you've got your application in. Since you're up on stage here as an applicant, did you have any questions about, did anyone have any questions for Stu about his application at all?
By all means ask, and I'll try and clarify it in any way possible.
Yes, I had one question about that. The application for the 1500 there, was that you just to get a bit of a clearer understanding, was that like for a sort of like to allow for a 3 to 4 month period of gas, or how was that put together?
Well, that actually covered. We put that as an estimation so far for the amount of giveaways that we've done. That will cover just for the for sending out of the prizes from the 100-day giveaway wallet. But we agreed at the end, what we would wait until the end of the giveaway, and then we put a bill as such per se, if you want to say it that way. We sent across then, so then there was never going to be an issue of, oh, but we sent you too much money. Now you haven't, have to send some of that back. We didn't use all the fees, so it meant to be a clear way. I think that was the easiest way of doing it. Then, Gordon, does that answer your question, mate?
Yeah, cool. We're just checking on whether 500 had been spent so far, and whether there was an allowance for the future and that sort of thing. Yeah, it is what he called. It's really bit by bit. He does all the transactions straight away. And thankfully, we actually brought on High Roller, and he's been doing all the airdrops for us as well, which is brilliant. This guy does a really, really good job, which has saved us an absolute fortune. Because we were thinking, my goodness, how are we going to do an airdrop? It would have been one wallet by one wallet. It would have cost us probably more, but he's been brilliant that way. It was just an estimation we done. See, the problem is now we're at a crossroads at the moment, and we're having this debate because we're at week 7 now of the 10, but theoretically it's actually not the right amount, because we should actually be doing 14 giveaways rather than 10 if you look at it for the 100-day giveaway per se, so we're having this debate at the minute. Should we continue on and do an extra 4 after it? We're still waiting to see. But yeah, so basically to answer your long question, it was just that was an estimation to cover all the gas fees throughout the thing, but to save any miscalculations or one thing or another, and maybe for any future people who would want to do the giveaway, maybe somebody else wants to take it up, the gas fees are paid up front, and then the bill, all the transactions are added up and then put into the DeGrants then, so then there's no miscalculations or room for maybe somebody taking the money and running off or whatever. I think that was the best way to eliminate any errors then. Yeah, no, excellent. Thanks for going through that with us. That was the only question that I had. If anyone else had any questions for Stu, if not, we can move over to Hamish. Welcome, Hamish.
Morning, everyone. I was just going to say that I don't envy any of the stewards having to go through some of these applications. I've just been reading them now, and there's some really good applications in there. I just wish there was more money to go around for all the good projects that people are trying to build.
Yeah, it's I'm very impressed at the amount of quality applications that are coming through right now. It always takes a while to get moving, and but yeah, once you start to see a number of them shape up, it's good to get some perspective. Did you have any questions in regards to your application at all, Hamish?
No, I've already put it in because I'm out all day today, so I wanted to make sure something was in before deadline. So we'll roll the dice and see what happens.
Nice, really appreciate it. I was just mentioning earlier, Hamish, that we've seen a number of people come through the DeGrants this time from Australia. It's very encouraging to see that you know, the work that's been done over the last couple of years is coming to fruit. We've had some high quality content creators. Some high quality developers have just joined Stacks over the last few months. So they've actually putting in an application. I haven't had a look at that yet. I think it'll be in the developer or the DeFi tract, I think. So yeah, it's really cool to see some Australians coming into play.
Absolutely. That's all your hard work, Gordon. You should take a lot of credit for that.
No, we had a great team down here, and really the Stacks community has been absolutely awesome. Dave, welcome to the stage.
Yo, Gordo, what's good, man? Hero, Good Kitty, Stu, Hamish, Creative, what's going on? Thanks for having me. I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire away. That's what we're here for. Support. Yeah, let's go.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make the space tomorrow because I don't know how this ended up being this way, but the person that I'm interviewing with, she didn't have any other opening in her schedule, but hopefully you guys go a little bit long because it's only going to be about half hour. So hopefully I can make it tomorrow. But if I'm not, I made the decision after talking with a few people, and I think I'm going to apply to 4 out of the 5 tracks. And if I don't want to, or if let's say I know I spoke with Hero about this, how do I submit my application if I don't want to make it public?
Yeah,
I
did hear that the other day on the Spaces, and yeah, I think it's I mean, we can each have our own opinion, but obviously there's Hero Gomez that probably is at the lead of this here, I think, but and quite good to hear some some commentary from across, and Good Kitty. From what I've learned in any space is that when you drop something out there, it's out there, and that's why startups have to actually accelerate. It's like the minute a startup puts their idea out there, you've got to rock and roll, and that's why they have these accelerators to go to market as solidly as quickly as possible. But did you guys, Cross and Good Kitty, did you hear the conversation the other day that Dave was saying? Can he lodge an application that is private?
I didn't hear the conversation from before, so I guess I don't have all the context. I guess it kind of depends on which. So like, what do you mean by it'll be private?
So,
like which?
I can give you context. Like, it's really simple. So for me, right, like I am I've already put my own individual money into something into this. So this is going to be like, in a way, it's almost like proprietary, right? But like I guess I don't know how to maybe put it perfectly, but I guess I don't want it to be open source because there are specific things that are in there that I'd rather just kind of keep closer to the vest, because I'm all about transparency and yada yada. But at this stage, with the money that I have invested in it already, I can't do that. I can't afford to do that, because if somebody rips it off, then it's like, like I'm up shit's creek without a paddle. So I don't mean to be crude, but I have seen people rip off contracts, smart contracts, ideas, this, that. So I'm just trying to be cautious, especially that I have my own money invested in it. So I guess I'm just trying to be smart, but I also don't want to be a headache for you guys at the same time. I filled out the application is pretty much done. I essentially answered every question, like, notably. Like, I mean, I guess I have it like all laid out. It's just a matter of like, I guess I'm asking, can I submit it to each track leader? And is there maybe a different format or anything that each track leader would need, or are mostly all of these the same?
Yeah, so I would say, first off, like right off the bat to the first part of that question, like, can you submit this? Like, yes, 100%. And like, so like you should be, if it's open source, not open source, whatever, if it's an idea and it benefits Stacks, it's eligible to be created as a submission, right? Like, that's totally great.
It's actually currently
Now,
in development, Crossfire. That's why. Like, I literally have a dev team actually actively working on it. It's partially built already.
yeah, no, totally. And it's similar. I view it similar to like decentralized versus centralized, right? Like we all advocate for decentralized solutions here, but like we need centralized exchanges and on and off ramps. And without that element, we can't build an ecosystem either. So there's always going to be that need for different kinds of things, including proprietary stuff. So that shouldn't hold you back. But with that in mind, obviously, it would be seen as like an even stronger application if it was all open source and going to the community too. So like, yeah, there's that caveat, but that should not hold you back from being able to submit it, right? Like you should still submit it, still, ask for what you need or what have you. And that'll just be one factor that will be weighed along with the total, the total package of the opportunity. At least that's how I view it. But I'd love to hear what other people think about that too.
Stu, you had your hand up first.
No, let good Kitty go. Ladies first, please.
You there, good Kitty?
Yeah. Sorry about the connection earlier. Does it sound better?
Perfect. Absolutely clear.
Yeah, good. How's it, Dave?
Hi, Kitty.
Yeah, hi. I'm super excited to see what you're building. Really excited. So it would be a big yes from me. However, I was curious as to whether, because I think the whole kind of ethos of the program is obviously transparency and kind of to make sure that everything seems above board and there's no questions as to why people received funding or not. So I was curious if there was possibly just one milestone within it or two milestones within it that you could, give to us so that it's not releasing everything, but it's at least giving, a sort of high level view of what it is. So everybody can say, look, this is important for the Stacks ecosystem. Dave is important for the Stacks ecosystem. And we need to consider this, but we can't see the whole project.
Right. So there's 3 milestones, and I don't have a problem like sharing. It's not like my thing is not like, I guess my thing is more like submitting the GitHub repo, right? Like I'm paying these devs, and these devs are literally pushing every single day to the GitHub repo, and that's the thing that I'm just afraid of, right? Like the idea is, it's like somebody could have the same exact idea. It's all going to be in the execution, right? So that's not really it. Like my thing is it's that like, I'm sorry, that's my main thing, is just that GitHub repo that I want to just kind of keep close to the vest for right now. But ultimately, like I'm happy to walk you guys through what the project. I don't mean to keep it like, it's not like it's a secret, right? Like there's going to be, so the 3 different milestones here. Hold on, let me just pull this up if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great, Dave. I mean, I guess a couple of things, as each person acting as a steward is going to have different measures as to what's important, but one of the important measures is who's actually doing something in Stacks already and got some rubber on the road without support. Like that have actually shown that, hey, I've got the initiative to go in and do something, and I just need something to kick me to the next stage. So all ears.
Yeah, man. So here's essentially what it's going to be, right? It's essentially, I think there's going to be 4 main components to this, right? And they're all like being built now, but the milestones are definitely a little bit different, right? There's going to be AI enabled avatar education, right? So there's going to be modules. I created a curriculum, a Stacks specific curriculum, right? And I want to collaborate obviously with the community on content comes last, right? Like this is kind of the beginning part, but I would love, like, I created just like a beginner basic curriculum that, of course, we could always change, like if we find things that are better, because I want to collaborate with as many people in here as possible. but ultimately it's a curriculum that is generated, that you're guided through by an AI chat GPT essentially enabled avatar. I shared it with Hero. I'm happy to share it with you, Gordy. I don't know if I sent it, but Good Kitty as well. I'm happy to share there's like a 20-second clip that I can show you guys that essentially what it is. But it's literally you show up and it's literally somebody talking to you right there on the screen, and they're gonna help guide you, and you can just voice talk to them, right? There's not like you can't make it any easier. You know what I mean? So I think I mean, I love it. I think it's a pretty dope idea. With that, combined with, I'm building like a stacking DAO DeFi calculator. I was talking with Philip this morning. He's trying to get me, trying to see if he can get me the points data via like an API. He's still working on it. I know he's a busy dude, but he got back to me this morning and he was just like, "Hey man, I didn't forget about you, blah, blah, blah." So I'm working with him to try and get those points so that we kind of know what the fuck is going on with our points, right? Because right now we have no clue like where the best deal is. Like, do I take my money? Kitty, you remember we talked about this, right? Like in the beginning, like a few months, 3 months ago. It's like, where do I put the money? Do I go to Zest? Do I put it in Bitflow? Do I wait? Like, do I go for the token? Do I put it in the liquidity pool? Right. So having like an actual calculator that we can build, that we're building, where ultimately you get to come and say, "Hey, I have this much money. I'm trying to figure out where to put this money and where I'm going to get the best return for my money, what the risk is, like what the risk associated with each one is as well." So it's going to be like this, almost like this total DeFi, like stacking down total DeFi calculator. So if you're a newbie coming in, like put in your risk tolerance, put in how much money you have, right? Or rather how many stacks you have, and it'll give you options. It's not going to tell you which one to pick. It's not about financial advice. It's just going to show you options as to what you can get, what the benefits are, one versus the other, and so on. So there's a whole like matrix to it. Yeah,
that's nice, Dave. So what I like hearing is that, you know, you did speak about this a few weeks ago about doing the chat bot. It's super cool that you're actually progressing that. You know, this is what we like to see, is people building stuff and getting it going. Yeah, had a third milestone.
Wait, so sorry. So the AI avatars is the third milestone because that's going to be the toughest one to really implement. The DeFi calculator is going to be the second. The first ones that are going to be the fastest are going to be one. There's going to be I wanted to make this an all-encompassing hub, right? So there's going to be a real-time Twitter Spaces integration where you're going to get to come to the homepage, right? And you'll be able to see every single stack space that's live at that moment and be able to literally just click in and go directly to that space, right? Like, Gordy, just to find this space just now, I was like, wait, who's running the space today? Was today the Gordon one? Was the other one? So having like a home base in a way where it's like, okay, I know exactly where to go for spaces. And it's also going to have a calendar. Hero spent a shit ton of time making that calendar. It's time that we actually get that calendar like on the on the docket with a bunch of other things that people are going to use all at the same time, because I feel like everything is just still in silos, right? So there's that. And then the final piece is, well, I'm working on 2 more pieces, but so the definite one is, I spoke with Joe over at Lunar Crush, and we're going to integrate a full-on social insights dashboard, because I think like that is such an untapped resource that if I create a dashboard where people can come and not only, and we gamify it, right? So that people can see ultimately like where do they stack up against their peers, right? You can have like, it'll almost be like, you can have like fun with like games and prizes and things like that. You know, we can like totally gamify it, but the ultimate goal is we want to give people insight as to, hey, this is where stacks and you as a either creator, user, community member stack up against the rest of these ecosystems. And we can put it up against Ethereum. We can put it up against another L2, right? Just to show people like, hey, because when you show people this kind of stuff, that's how you rally kind of like this team spirit kind of deal. And I've used them before. It's done really, really amazing things. And there's a ton more resource. Their API can give you back so many different data points. It's insane. So I've yet to decide like on a full, like, okay, full stop, we're just doing this. I just want to get something out. Like you guys say all the time, like let's get something out there in the wild. Let's see how people react to it. And then we'll kind of course correct as we go. But those are the 4 main ones. There's a fifth one, but I'm not going to include it in this one. Yeah, I don't know yet. I'm still deciding, but those are the 4 main ones.
Yeah, sweet as Dave. Look, that's awesome. That's what we're here about today, is to helps the stewards get in real time. Not everyone's going to get a chance to explain it to the stewards. We've got a bunch of our stewards here from the community and DeGrants tracked here today, so this is a chance to speak. Hamish, did you just want to give us a quick, 1, 2, 3 milestones on your project so that the stewards here have a good idea on what your project's about? Are you still there, Hamish?
I'm just moving over to the car because I've got to head out somewhere. It's not really a good time to chat.
Oh,
just now.
sure. No worries at all. If you want to jump up later and just give us a quick 1, 2, 3 milestones on your project, you're welcome to do that at any time. So just to help the stewards get in real, from you direct, that'd be really nice. We'll come over to Stuart, but we've got creative alchemy. We'll come over to you next. I'd love to hear what you've got if you're putting in an application. But first to you, Dave. You had your hand up.
Me? No, I didn't have my hand up.
Sorry, Stuart.
Yeah, listen, just listen to everything that Dave has said there. I do know personally that he's put a lot of work into this here, and I'm all for him putting an outline of what he's so he can actually see what's going to happen. I'm definitely against having him to show his GitHub. And whenever you watch a movie, guys, you don't need to know what's going on and the director's doing. That's none of your business. Without being so rude to say it, it's none of our business. All we want to see is it going to affect? Is it going to help the community? And will it create? And you guys, you know what I'm all about. It's about creating the customer retention. And if this can create customer retention, I'm all for it. The one thing, as I do know for a fact as well, that Dave has put in his own personal money. And if somebody else went and ripped it off, that'd be an absolute shame for him then to be dropped that out, and then maybe somebody else to make an ass of it. So I'm all for what he called. Dave, if you can actually show us something, just as you said there, absolutely all for it. We can go forward from there. That's my personal opinion, guys.
Yeah, that's perfect, Stuart. I know that from previous applicants, they did not necessarily, that wasn't a requirement to show their GitHub. I'm pretty sure Tripper Monkeys, there was no showing of the GitHub, but he's put forward the concept of what it was. And so, yeah, that sounds all good to us. And that was, also voiced by a Crossfire. To get your application in, Dave, we're really looking forward to seeing it. But over to Creative Alchemy. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much, Gord. I'm doing great. How you doing?
Yeah, excellent. Just this is the DeGrants Community and Governance Support Hour, or 3, whatever it turns into be. Are you looking to put forward a grant?
Oh yeah, for sure. Nice to have. Thank you so much for having me here. So actually, my name is Anexi. I'm sure you guys already. I was live at the Spaces the other time, and so I'm the founder of Creative Alchemy. So I'll just talk a brief about what we are and what I'm gonna be, applying for the community and gov track. So Creative Alchemy is a community of creatives, innovators, where we just share information, share resources, and learn how we can utilize and navigate our way through in the Web3 space, right? And we're very much located in Nigeria, the Abuja. A lot of times informations about the Web3, and how to navigate your way is very limited in in the African countries, mostly, Nigeria. So, but thank God, a lot of us we're just getting new to the spaces, and we're getting to know, oh, there's this beautiful word, so, and that was just the idea, right? Because creatives have been working, for a very long time, doing a lot of things, building a lot of things, but they don't really have an idea that they could be able to earn from, what they do. And that's what the Web3 is all about. And that's what Creative Alchemy is all about. And, we're starting small. We just started like a year ago. And, we're hopefully to, do a lot of more bigger stuffs. But for now, what we're basically trying to do is make sure we educate the first 1 million creatives, right? Even if we're starting from Nigeria first, then creatives all around the world. So when I'm talking about creatives, I'm talking about creatives as a developer, as a singer, as a songwriter, as a shoemaker, you're a creative, right? So the idea of that divinity and all of that is, what we're trying to bridge. And also we're trying to bridge the Web 2 from, from the Web 2 to the Web 3. So what we're going to be doing basically is to, we're going to be doing a mini event, where we're going to talk about, the idea about the Web3 and also the main introduction about the Stacks blockchain. Because, trust me, a lot of people who are in the Web3 space knows a lot about the other blockchains like Ethereum, the Near and the rest, but like the Stacks, the Stacks ecosystem is kind of new, right? So I mean, not to the Web3 ecosystem, by the way, but to from Nigeria basically. So I would think creating and like a mini event awareness where we just talk about what the Stacks ecosystem is all about, do a lot of onboarding into the Stacks ecosystem. And also we'll be planning on the bigger picture is to be able to mint NFTs, like a mass NFT, because a lot of creative really, really have a lot of interest about what the NFTs are, but they don't have an idea of how they want to go about it, right? So yeah, basically that's the idea, by the way. I've not submitted the proposal yet, but I just thought I come share, so if I can have
Yeah,
feedbacks or
that's
anything.
awesome, Nancy. Actually, I have seen you floating around the spaces in your real person behind the Creative Alchemy. So yeah, it's look, because there's something that's dear to my heart in doing IRL events. I used to run, and I will be starting again back in my hometown. I live in a town of only 2,000 it was, but now it's grown to about 6,000 very quickly. But I hosted 2 crypto events twice a week. So on a Wednesday and Thursday, we started out with a small group of people, and then we actually turned it into a virtual event as well. So other people would join from around. NFTs was one of our best way to onboard people, to get wallets, and to also engage with creators, content creators, music artists and the likes. I've been hearing on Good Kitty Space and through many of the different artists around, like particularly music artists, of how much work it is to be able to get any sort of monetary return from the Web 2 ecosystem, and how Web 3 is the way to go. I think it's that peer-to-peer, creating a peer-to-peer economy, to me is really, really important, because you can actually monetize yourself. This was something we were trying to teach the kids that were coming through our programs, was this is a way to monetize yourself, to get a peer-to-peer payment. So going from having a group of 10 raving fans to 100 raving fans, and if someone's got 1,000 raving fans, they can actually earn a decent income. So yeah, anything in regards to that? We were talking it a bit earlier, before, when the space first opened, about IRL events and how they should be funded. How do you fund many IRL events around the world? Should it be the foundation's responsibility? So yeah, keen to hear any commentary around IRLs, small IRLs, and how they should be funded. I know my own, I just did them, but I was financial enough to be able to do, we ran over 150 events that year. But I was financial enough to I did it in my own time, and I just used Zoom at the time. But yeah, keen to hear about from the community here about how we should fund little IRL events. Is it the DeGrants responsibility? Welcome to hear anyone's commentary.
Yeah, I think my thoughts are it's a pretty good spot for DeGrants to help out, but it comes with some caveats, right? Because one of the limitations we would run into is it's obviously not going to be funding in perpetuity if it's something that's meant to be kind of like a ongoing or monthly type of meetup. At some point it's not necessarily going to be a permanent funding source. So it might be good to focus in on, hey, we already had like maybe a community started. There were some groundwork efforts to get something going, but there just weren't any resources. We could use these resources to kind of bootstrap, get a little bit more of a formal event going, to get some attention, to get some momentum. but at some point there needs to be a transition plan into how it becomes self-sustaining, even when DeGrants isn't able to provide funding to that local area anymore for that in real life event. That's for like the ongoing ones, but for ones that are going to be more one-off, like, hey, like I know there's a bunch of developers in the area. There's people interested in Web3. There's a desire for this, to have like an in-place event where we think we can bring in some more developers to Stacks, and there's a more targeted effort that's underway. I think then it's just more of coming up with the specifics of how you would be using these funds to actually create like a really good event that could bring in some new developer talent, and like what is the effect of that that proposal in bringing forward that progress to the Stacks community. So that's kind of my high level thoughts, but I definitely think it fits within DeGrants as a potential area of funding. It's just going to have to be weighed in regards to the return that's going to be presented to Stacks as a whole, versus the actual cost needs that particular endeavor actually needs. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
So thanks, Crossfire. So in a way, I 100% agree with you that it obviously, I think it should definitely fall on Stacks, on DeGrants, but for the long term, right? I guess like I really I don't understand sometimes, like when people say, hey, it should be like, like I guess the individuals, or not the individual, but maybe the group's responsibility to kind of collectively kind of put it together. I guess the way that I see it is like I spent 5 years literally building teams, right? And the way in which you build a strong team, right, is making sure that you remove as many like obstacles out of their way from the beginning, right? And the biggest obstacle I feel that we all have, obviously, like we're all going to be in here, obviously, like vying for 50 grand, and everybody's got great ideas, but not everybody's going to get what they want, you know? So when it comes to stuff like recreational stuff, like IRL events and everything, for a completely remote community, right? If you have the chance to meet in real life, I think that is one of the biggest, like I can't even stress how like important that is, and the effect that can have, because the only thing that does is solidify your community that much more, right? I meet people in real life, there is a different connection when I come back to Twitter Spaces. It's just not like I feel a much strong, I even use the word, I trust those people, right? When I see them and I shake their hands and I give them a hug or whatever, that for me is everything. And I think we should do everything and anything to remove as many obstacles out of their way, like in the beginning. And also, we're all doing this, right, in the hopes that like we help like the Stacks ecosystem flourish at the end of the day, right? So if number go up, why shouldn't Stacks pay for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I say that jokingly in a way, but really serious, right? If a company can afford, is making money and doing well and everything else, like, and they can afford to do this, why wouldn't they? You know, if we say, hey guys, it's a bear market, it's tough, things are down, STX price is down, I get it. But like, if we're in a bull market and like STX price is flying and we have funds, I'm not saying go blow them willy nilly, but if there's a group that's literally been meeting, for 18 or 20 weeks straight, I'm trying to keep that group going, because they're probably the core, the nucleus, the heart, whatever you want to call it, of my entire community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good comments, Dave. So a couple things for IRLs. I think I'm just thinking through something here. We have the Bitcoin build within Stacks. We have the Bitcoin Builders meetup. So there is a meetup page which is called the Bitcoin Builders Association. I'll see if I can post it up in the net. Right now, that's something which you can utilize. You can apply to become a Bitcoin builder, to run meetups, and it costs it costs money to have a meetup page. I think I pay, $150 a quarter or something, but through the Bitcoin builders, you can actually get there. You can actually set up your own events. So that would be free to be able to use that platform. I was just wondering whether you can do a collaboration, whether we could speak to Console. They've got a new events platform. We used it for Console Live, but I think that's actually going to be for IRLs as well. I'm just thinking, you know, whether they would want to look at doing something with the creative industry. So, you know, you got the Bitcoin builders, but creatives is one of the largest things that attracts people to the ecosystem. So maybe that's something you could look to actually develop something for the wider community. That's like a Stacks Creative meetup group. So to get together IRL people around the world, and maybe do a partnership with Console to help kick that off. I know it's just a couple ideas I'm throwing up for you. So you're starting your own ecosystem, but you're doing something to have an impact globally. You know, I think that could be worth looking at. Anyone else got any comments about the IRL funding small? How do we effectively fund small IRL events, and what criteria should we be using to measure applicants in that way? Sam?
Hi, Gordon. Hi, everyone. I don't really have much in that regards regarding funding small events. Personally, I've done that in the past, and it all boils down to how much resources you have in your own store before you start looking for people to support you. I think, especially in Stacks, it's one of those things because you have to show proof of work before they start thinking, oh, we can trust you with whatever support that we can. But what I actually raised my hand for is for Creative Alchemy. I believe she said she's from Abuja. So currently, after the Nakamoto meetup that we did for Stacks Lagos, we already have some other meetups planned for Stacks Enugu and Stacks Abuja. So I don't know if she's free. I'll find a way to collaborate with her because I've been looking for somebody to reach out to in Abuja. I already have 2 people on ground ready to kick off a Stacks Abuja community as part of the Stacks Nigeria. So if it's something that is in your works, you can send me a DM. Let's start talking. Hopefully we can bring you into the Community Builders Association.
Yeah, so Sam, so just a bit of context there. Before you go, Creative Alchemy. So Stacks also have held 50 Nakamoto events around the world, and Sam was one of the leaders there in Nigeria. So good connection there. But over to you. Sorry, I cut you off there, Creative Alchemy.
Yeah, I wanted to. Oh, okay, for sure, Sam. I mean, that would be way easier because I mean, 2 heads are better than 1. And if I wanted to do this alone, now having you here is gonna make it way easier. And for the fact that you've already had events in Lagos and Enugu, it will be way easier to just implement. And I can tell you for a fact that the creatives is not an issue. And I'm sure a lot of Web3 events that are going on mostly just ends up in Lagos and Enugu, right? And Abuja is the next big marketplace when it comes to information and in Nigeria generally. So it will be very advisable if we try to execute stuff like, most especially for the Stacks ecosystem, because a lot of people are like not really known a lot of things about does Stacks even exist. I told a friend of mine, like, oh, there's a Stacks thing coming up, and it was built on the blockchain ecosystem. I'm like, oh, does the blockchain has a like Bitcoin? Does it even have an ecosystem? I'm like, yes, it does. So, but of course, I'm definitely down to get that happen, and yeah, we could create magic, Yeah.
That's fantastic. Great to see we're connecting some people. Good, Kitty, you were going to make a comment.
Hey, yeah, it's actually brought something. Hi, Creative Alchemy. Thank you for sharing your project. It brought up something that I actually wanted to talk to Gordon about as well in real life events. I've had a proposal in the NFT track. It's called "I Touched a Child's Heart," and I've seen he sent through photographs of what he's done before, but he's doing 3-week school holiday courses for orphaned kids in Kenya, teaches them basic computer skills, use of AI tools for creative tasks, and then about blockchain, crypto, and NFT minting. And he would like to mint the orphanage bands. For the first set, he would like to mint the orphanage bands' music as NFTs. He's an NFT artist. He has been exhibited in a couple of places around the world. And he's kind of, I don't know, it's called I Touched a Child's Heart, and it's touched my heart. So I was kind of thinking, you know, he's looking for money to equip the children with, you know, digital tools, and a little bit of money just to fund sort of feeding them over the course of the course and so on. And he would like to grow it into other schools around the country. And I just think it's such a beautiful thing to take this into schools, and specifically, you know, children who are in orphanages, and empowering them in this beautiful way. So, but I was wondering if this is something that I could talk to you about, Gordon, as well, sort of in terms of community building through empowering children, and also going back to what Creative Alchemy was saying, if there's ways that we can build out sort of online tooling or things, you know, that everybody can use with regards to creating, because as well, a lot of events could also be digital, and maybe there's ways for us to sort of expand the network through using digital event tooling and things like that. So I like the idea of possibly creating a console where we bring all these people, because I think this is something very, very important. Maybe we can help in that way. Maybe there's also builders or people that can help this particular applicant build out a business model. You know, I'm just looking for people to introduce him to. I've got photographs of him in the schools doing art with these kids. It's really beautiful, and I'd like to find some way to help him. So yeah.
Yeah, good, Kitty. Certainly happy to have a chat with it. That's one of my passions, is youth programs. So I've run a lot of, I ran a Coding for Kids program, and right through COVID, we had like 80 homeschoolers come through, and we shipped 20 computers down to a school in Victoria recently to help a school that's completely focused on youth. Like, it's actually a primary school. You know, it's a disadvantaged school in a low socioeconomic area in here, and fortunately we had some computers given to us by Rio Tinto, so we shipped them down to there. So yeah, I've got a bit of experience there, can certainly help anyone out in that regard. Yeah, they are, I think there is a need to be able to help educators on board into that, to get a streamlined system for an education program. So look forward to seeing that application and going through that. I just couldn't see it there. Do you know the name of that one? Is that via Life Education? No. If you can just point that application out to me. Did I get rugged?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Were you talking to me, Gordon, or Creative Alchemy?
No, you good, Kitty.
I'm sorry.
Could just, what was the name of that applicant?
I'm going to send you a link to it now.
Touch a Child.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Touch a Child's Heart. Have you got it?
Yeah, sure.
The name, the email address at the top is it's Kevin. His name is Kevin. But I'll send you.
I did hear Kevin speak. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. We have spoken to him. If you go onto the application, he's put a file of photographs in of him with the children. And I just think this is a wonderful project to support. But again, I just would like to help him have a look at his budget and see, for example, if we can, because he's got, money in the budget to purchase equipment for the kids, laptops and tablets. And I'm just wondering if through contacts we could possibly get stuff like that sponsored. and then just have a look at his budget and help him make it sustainable, because obviously it's difficult for him to make it sustainable. And then I would like to help just in terms of the NFT side of things and getting those. So I think if we provide additional assistance over and above, and try and have a look at his budget and his thing, and just craft it with the people in the ecosystem and our knowledge and our contacts to cut his budget, so that he doesn't have to spend so much, and also so that it's sustainable for him,
Yeah, sure. So we've got a bunch of ideas there. You can buy, for example, you can buy phone handsets very, very cheap that kids can use. We've done that before. It's like less than $8 to get a handset each. So we could look at that. So yeah, I'll definitely dive into that application. Just be Cosbar, before we come over to you, you may have a comment about this here, but before I'll yeah, if it's in regards to this converse, This